You're listening to the Band Runners podcast with me, Simon Staples, and my good friend Rob Cowlin.
Evening, Simon. How are you?
I'm good, Rob. I'm very good. You?
You're very good.
Yeah, I'm very good.
Why are you very good? Why are you very good?
What day is it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday. So we did our first big race, didn't we?
Big race. We did.
First big race out of the 4. Yeah, and I'm quite happy with mine. I guess.
On adventure. Yeah. I guess. What's the I guess about?
Well, no, I finished, but bloody hell, it took me a lot of determination and grit to get there. Big time.
Now you know I've been banging on about it for the last 4 years, don't you?
Yeah. How are you?
You get it, yeah?
How are you?
Yeah, pretty decent. I think even whether you succeed or don't succeed or whatever, I think you're always going to have, after something that big that the weekend was, particularly when we've been off these events for so long, and it's such a massive one, there's going to be a bit of a low, and there has been a low. It's just what do I do now to focus on? But of course, in a month's time, we go again. So got
less than a month. I think we've got 24 days.
Yep, that's probably right. Is it on your whiteboard? Is it?
No, I ain't got a whiteboard anymore.
No,
but
you
24 days.
It's definitely there's the low, but the weekend itself was absolutely amazing. Obviously, we're going to talk pretty much just about that, but good result for you. I think a decent outcome for me, but I didn't get the buckle.
So for the listeners, we've just finished the North Downs Way 100, 103 if you want to be picky.
Yep.
So the DNF rate was pretty damn high. 45% of the runners made it.
Yeah, pretty much.
To the end,
which is third lowest ever out of about 40 events that they've done, maybe 50 events.
Weather was pretty disgusting. 33
degrees. It was hot. Yeah.
I mean, I passed out almost 3 times on the race.
Really? Actually passed out?
I was very close at Botley Hill, which is 40 miles. To literally just losing it all. But funnily enough, Graham Carter, who we spoke to last week, or whenever it was, on this, was their crew. It was there at the aid station.
He was.
Yeah. I felt like a VIP going in there, and he was giving me all the shit that he was probably giving a lot of the runners, and then told me to literally get my arse out and get back out there, and I did.
You're probably you're so quick you actually get to sit down. I don't mess about. I'm right in there, fill the bottle, I'm gone within 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was there.
I can't hang about. No one talks to me.
No, I was there for about a good 20 minutes.
Jesus, luxury.
Yeah.
So bloody quick, ain't you?
So Rob, have you got some of the stats on this race we've done, or?
Yeah, so there's about 220 people actually started the race.
Right.
So as you said, about 45% ended up completing it. That's, like I said, the third lowest ever. And the other 2 times were times when the Thames had flooded the path for the Thames Path and the Autumn 100. So obviously, apocalyptic weather conditions. It was apocalyptic in a way because I think for the amount of time everyone was going to be out, inevitably, because no one's finishing that in under, I don't think anyone finished it in under 19 hours. The winner did it in.
Wow.
Which is 3 hours slower than the record on the course. So it's even for the sharp end of that event, which, I'd expect you to sort of be towards, it was savage. So I think actually for me personally, I know I say this a lot and people are like, oh yeah, but you didn't finish it. It's the heat doesn't bother me really at all. I even wore a base layer, the whole thing. Heat never really got to me. I felt a bit like I was getting a bit sunburned, but I never feel hot when I'm running, ever. Probably because I go quite slowly. That's literally it. But other things went wrong for me, but I know exactly where they were, which is why I'm completely chilled about it, which I'm not usually on a DNF. So I'm perfectly happy to take it as it happened with grace, and it wasn't my day.
So if I'm interviewing you, Rob, then for example, so we set up this podcast based on this Centurion Grand Slam, right? We've had our first race. Yep. It was never what we thought this was going to be. This was supposed to be the third race in the 4.
Yeah.
COVID-19 wasn't supposed to be a thing. Lockdown wasn't supposed to be a thing. Back at the start of the year, I was totally ready for this. I'm sure you probably were as well. We had some proper shitty months where we've been trapped in our houses, running in circles, trying to keep fitness levels up.
Without work sometimes, or for a long time, in my case, and there's nothing else to do but run, mate. So you know.
So the first race came, and it should have been the Thames Path. Should have been a nice flat one. Wasn't. It was the North Downs Way, and in my opinion, the worst one. Horrific, very scary.
Yeah, that is the consensus opinion. A lot of people do say Thames Path though is a beast because of the flatness and the lack of variation. But North Downs Way is consensus. When I did it several years ago, people were saying to my crew and my mum in particular, "Why on earth has he chosen this as his first 100?" But you see, actually, and James pointed out in his race report, a lot of people were first time 100 milers, and I spoke to quite a few.
What are they doing there? What are they doing at that one? Is their first ever one?
Well, no, I did the same thing, but it's an adventure. Why not? Why not do that one? I don't get the I get the grandiosity of it because I love that event. I love that trail. That's not the consensus opinion, but I think there's a lot of magic in the North Downs. I think it's beautiful. Obviously, you live there, but for me, that will always be a special event.
I never want to see that North Downs Way again.
Unlucky. But I do it again, and again and again, and of course I'll go back because I want to get the 2-1 score. I want to be in the winning category.
So that was our first race. It was 33 degrees. Talk to me. How were you prepped? What happened? I mean, did you have a crew? Did you have paces? Did you have a team?
I think in terms of prep, right? So I think I've been running a lot this year, more than I've ever run before. I'm almost at my yearly target now. I've almost hit 2,000 miles, which is absolutely absurd. I mean, a lot of them, they're slow hiking miles. But for example, in the Centurion 1 event, which was about 9 weeks ago, I clocked 200 miles for the first time ever in a week. It's insane.
Okay, so you've been
insane mileage.
You've been overtraining.
Possibly. Thanks, Coach.
You have to excuse me. I'm having a Domino's pizza whilst we talk as well. I'm just.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Everyone needs to eat.
I'm having it. You're having it after, are
you? So yeah, I will have mine after. But so the mileage was there. Totally mileage in the bank. The variation of training, because usually for 100, the last time I did it was like averaging 40 miles a week was enough, and I got through it. I actually felt very ready going into it, despite all the circumstances. Would have been nice to have shifted some more pounds, but really, as I said to lots of people on the day, I was like, and this is a big thing about Centurion events, being of whatever shape you are, doesn't disqualify you from doing 100 miles. It's in your head. It's in your head whether you can finish that or not, which is why I was so happy that you managed to. But preparation in terms of crew and pacers, I had an absolutely elite crew. They've never actually crewed before, but you met them the night before. We went out for a little dinner, didn't we?
So you had Rob McGregor and you had Jay
Flett, yeah.
Jay Flett.
So they're one of my favourite running couples, if not my favourite now. And they were incredible. So they were so prepared. They'd recce'd the bits they were going to pace. Unfortunately, my being timed out halfway stopped them being able to do that job. But they were so amazing. Every stop for me was like a Formula One pit stop. People were filling bottles for me. They were handing me drinks. I was texting them like as I was a mile off, exactly what I wanted. It appeared in front of me. I grabbed it and I went, because I have to, with the pace that I've got, with the pace that I do not have. Sorry, I have to just keep going. So I cannot stop moving. Unfortunately, because of various factors, which we'll talk about, I did at times stop moving, and that's probably what killed it for me. But yeah, preparation and my support could not have been more on point. Mum showed up for the day like she did last time with the little dog, and that's always like an emotional lift. And as that person,
so where did Mum show? Where did Mum show?
Mum showed up at Ranmore Commons, so with the little dog after. So that was a real cluster of support, because some of the Mole Valley runners, which I've recently joined,
yes, you have,
they were cheer squadding as well. But even with Mum, I ran basically straight past everyone that was like supporting on that emotional level, because it's kind of like because it'll become overwhelming. It sounds ridiculous, but even as I set off and James Elson said, "Yeah, right, Robbie, good luck, mate," and stuff like this. Even then, like you won't get this, but it chokes me up. All this stuff chokes me up because I'm so intensely wanting to do it. I'm so on edge that everything gets me emotionally about this race. Everything, because it's like I'm so into it. It's something I want to do so badly. I'm under so much internal pressure.
So what happened to you, Rob? Because I I heard, the first time I heard, I think I was at 60 miles, and I heard that something gone wrong your end.
Yeah, so I think we exchanged messages. I wasn't really playing with the phone, but at one point I wanted to check on you. So I was like, how are you doing? Because I heard through the grapevine that you were going well, you were going steady and stuff. But then I heard about the dizziness and the wobbles you mentioned. I was like, right, I better check on him. It's not, we're in a walking period. I was like, well, I should check on him. At that point, though, I just rolled my ankle for the third time.
Is that the fall? Was that the fall, or?
No, it wasn't. So I had a pretty acrobatic fall at 40 miles, but I laughed that off. And to be honest, it was quite good because I falled and I smashed my arm up and I've got a massive purple bruise on my hand and like the skin came off my elbow. But that sharp pain, like I always say, like your body can only feel one pain at once. So it stopped all the pain in my back for a bit. I've got back problems, as you know. I've had them since I bruised my coccyx in a stupid fall a few weeks ago. And that was always going to get me. And it's like it locked up to the point where every time I tried to jog, I ended up being hunched over, like something was pressing on my back. So I ended up like leaning forward. It's like, that's not good. Can't be doing this for another 50 miles, guys. And that was kind of the theme of the race. The back was crippling me. But then the big problem, which is really stupid, and I guess I should have been better prepared for, is I don't know if it happened to anyone else. I was asking a few runners. My GPS watch would not give me pace. It wouldn't tell me how fast I was going. It was giving me all sorts of absolute nonsense stats, and it sounds kind of silly, but it's really stressing me out. The first 15 miles, my watch was telling me I was running 20-minute kilometres or like 30-minute miles, and I knew I wasn't. I was actually running at basically my 10K pace, it turned out, and that totally screwed me. I think these things, like you say, they're a dark art, Si. When you're going too quickly early on, whatever speed you are, you're going to explode a bit. Your muscles are going to feel it so much more later on, and you won't have as much in the tank. I was depleted. I mean, I came back from that, but God, that was so bad that my watch just would not tell me the pace. So my crew literally gave me their watch, took mine away, fixed it. But by then, I think damage was done to an extent, and I'd mismanaged my.
The watch is the problem. Oh,
it's stupid because we're so reliant on these things, but it's like, but I mismanaged it because I had it's not over planning, but I had a very specific plan about running outside my marathon pace. But if I ran the first marathon at like my marathon current like intensity level, it's like, okay, but what are you going to do for the next 3 marathons?
Okay, so Rob, what have you learnt then from North Downs Way that you can take and then move forward to the Thames Path 100 that is only in literally 24 days' time?
Yeah, so I need the backup with the watch. I need to have another way of measuring my pace if that goes to hell. I mean, I think it was the trees and the other watches and stuff around. I don't know, but I've got to have a different way of measuring that if it all goes to hell. And the other thing is I just need to get more physio in and sort my back out, or realise it's a problem, accept it, and
hang on. Yeah, so are you running this injured? Are you running this injured?
Well, I was injured going in, but it was a manageable injury. The reason it went quite badly is because I was running too fast and it agitated the back and things swell up, don't they? So that's literally it. I mean, it did go after a while, but you all go through pains, right? So in 100 miles, every piece of my body hurts at some point. You just have to, that's your head. That's when your head overcomes it. And I'm sure you were hurting, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll get to me, won't we? But
yeah,
so what you're taking forward to next month, I mean, Jesus, we've only got a few days. Yeah. A few days.
Thames Path, totally different beast. So for me, I have to do 2 things. I have to get more reliable kit. I have to make sure it's going to work and that I don't rely on it too heavily, probably. And the other thing is I have to learn to take walking breaks where there's no incline. So I'm going to have to Jeff. I've never Jeffed before.
Pacing and crew? What's happening?
So I've got a crew and I'm sorting out pacers. Obviously, it's in these COVID times, it's like having 3 weeks to sort it all out, but I've already and I'm very lucky to have this, particularly when they know that, you know, success is possible, but not certain. There's a lot of people who are very supportive and invested in me wanting to do these mad things, and I've got that support. So I'll find people to help me because I do need it. Just even if it's for navigation, and I'm so grateful to the people that helped me last time and they're going to help me next time. The lovely people that crewed me on North Downs may well end up pacing me, but they're looking at volunteering, so we're going to work it out. So I'm feeling quite good about it. Just going to try and get the diet on point, tick over with the miles, and see the physio about the back and just make sure there's not a big problem there. Probably go to the doctors as well.
Good boy.
So your day, Simon, how did that go?
Yeah.
How was your preparations, mate?
Preparation, yeah.
I know, but tell everyone else.
Didn't drink 48 hours prior to run.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, which is good. Success, big tick.
Except the couple of pints we had at the dinner, but yeah.
Yeah. And then literally, I don't know. I did have a pacing plan. I gave it to my pacing team. I'll get on to them in a minute. But the first...
Did you follow it?
I did. For the first marathon, I did. And then the heat just killed me. And that was it. And I died at 40 miles. First died at 40 miles. Came into Botley A station. I saw black dots everywhere. I wanted to be sick. I wanted to throw up. And I wanted to quit. And Graham Carter, who we spoke to last week, he was there. Amazing. I got them to dish out salt tablets, ice, and Graham just basically said, you've got to carry on, son. Got to crack on, get out of here. But I said to him, look, no, I'm staying here. Give me 20 minutes, please. Left in 18 minutes, and then went about 500 metres up the road, and then just crashed and lied down for about 20 minutes off the trail, so that no one would be like, oh, what are you doing?
God.
Yeah. Managed to get myself back together again, and somehow managed to make myself to 50 miles, but crashed and burned again. Got my pacer, John Drake, at that stage. So John, most people know him. He's a 100 Marathon Club member. He's a real quick runner. And luckily for me, John lives at mile 5 of that 10-mile stretch between Knockholt and Rotham. So literally, John knew the course out and back. As soon as I arrived, John, right, what do you want? Do you want an ice cream? Do you want a sandwich? Do you want a Coke? And he would literally leg it to the shop, go get it, bring it back to me. I'd have it. So John carried me for 10 miles. And at Rotham, it literally was 2 miles before John said, right, I'll run ahead. What do you need? I said, ham and cheese sandwich, please. But John was on it. If they ain't got ham and cheese, what do you want? It's like, shit, what do I want? So I had to give him all these different options. I was like, John, you're so on this, aren't you? And
I told you could have had the ham and cheese that my crew brought.
Yeah.
I didn't eat it all.
So I met John at Rotham, and oh my days, there was no sandwiches. The shop was shut. And again, I crashed and burned, but this time it was big. This time I was on my arse, on the floor. Dead
under a little foil blankie, weren't you? Under
a foil blankie that John White provided, because he'd ripped out his number and given up, and he was literally on his way to Rotham to wait for Sarah Marshall to come through. So luckily I had John, but then I had another pacer in my team called Carrie Law, who basically I sent the instruction, please, God, come here with a sandwich. And
little princess.
Yeah, I am a princess. And she did, and lo and behold, had the sandwich, had a couple of those caffeine bullets she gave me.
Good birthday present, wasn't it?
And a few salt tablets, and bosh, I was on. And then I was 9-minute miling through the night.
You were. I've got to say, Zoe Norman, who's a bit of a Centurion legend,
yes.
Queen of Wendover, we call her. She remembers she was outside the ambulance she'd been in, which is just awful. And she was doing so well, but she mentioned that she'd met you for the first time there, and she said, "Wow, he was looking so strong then. He must have been flying."
I flew past Zoe. I did.
Yeah.
And then I got to Detling to meet my second pacer, as I said, Carrie Law, at 3:30 in the morning, and we literally just pounded it all. The remaining 21 miles. It was done. It was just done from Detling. It was done. Yeah, I turned up.
And I saw pictures of you smiling as well. So yeah. Your student became a mentor and took you through that really pretty tough stretch for like 12 miles, and that's really not nice. So
no, the Detling section
brilliant
is
job.
Not nice. The Detling section is disgusting.
You know, it's disgusting because even you had walking poles out. I saw,
I did,
and I was like, "Wow, I've never seen Simon with poles."
And then from there, we were literally just gunning down positions, and we gunned down 20 positions. We made up 20 positions.
That's not like you.
No, it's not. In that last 21 miles, we took down 20 other people. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. I'm amazed though that I made it. I'm amazed. I mean, God knows how anyone did that. Jesus Christ, the weather, the course as well. What the hell? And the COVID environment. Hats off Centurion. They've managed to put on a race, and that's brilliant. That really is brilliant. But there is still this COVID situation that we've got to deal with. We've all got to deal with, and that I found a real struggle. So I mean, next time round, I think I would appreciate a crew that could hand me a sandwich at some stage.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Get the ham and cheese in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have a crew sorted for the next one?
No, going with the same approach again. But we've got 3.5 weeks.
You're going to mark the shops on your little map?
Maybe I might.
Probably a few more shops and cafes, aren't there, on the Thames Path?
Yeah, maybe I might. So talk to me about Thames Path then, Rob. How are you feeling about that?
So quite good. I was always psyching myself out of this and convinced myself I can't do it. I mean, I've got a bit of trauma from 2017 where I attempted it, and basically I went out, stupid idiot. My heart wasn't really in the race, and it was the first one of an attempted slam that I didn't really know what I was doing. It's a bit bizarre, but I basically tried to 5 minute mile. Sorry, not 5 minute mile. Yeah, all right, Rob. I tried to do 5 miles an hour. Basically, I was like, I'll do that for like 10 hours, and then I'll be fine. And then then I could like walk it in for 18 hours. It's like, that'll be fine. It's like, no, Rob, you can't do that. You can't, because you will blow up. And I did blow up about 30 miles, which was just really quite pathetic. This time, I've got a pacing plan sorted. I did it within 24 hours of bailing on this one or being pulled out of this one, and now I have to just make that work. So yeah, I don't know about you. This is one, I think this is your bread and butter, right? So you can be looking at the 1 day buckle.
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
Right?
I'd hope so. I really would hope so. I mean, if the weather's good, I'm hoping for around 22 hours on this one.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair, isn't it? But are you going to do a pacing plan and get some pacing and stuff, even if you don't have a crew?
Yeah, no.
Just because they can bring you a sandwich, can't they?
Again, I'll have the paces. I'll have the same paces, man, because did such a great job on them North Downs Way. But I'll be looking at 20 to 24 hours on this one.
Yeah, good boy.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I'll be finishing it because, I mean, I've just said to myself, it's like, who says that I can't do 4 7-hour marathons? Absolutely nobody. That's a fast walk. I can definitely do it. It's in my head. So if it's in my head, I can do it. If I can sort the back out, get the physio, and have the right approach for the next 3.5 weeks, there's no reason I won't be coming away with a buckle from that one. And I'm going to stay in the slam this time. I'm not going to bail on it all like I did last time. Even though it's a month apart, I'm focused on this for the rest of the year.
So I'm committed. You coming back here, are you? Stay a night before
if you don't mind.
Well,
it was funny. It's funny enough I didn't say, right. So the other thing that went wrong was something you can't really control. Like, my thing usually is I'll sleep deprive myself on the Thursday because I'll get all the nerves and stuff. And then it's like Friday, that will nail it. That'll mean I'll just fall asleep at 9 o'clock. Lovely jubbly. But I didn't. I was staying at Shea Staples, and my little bedspread, and I was so hot and the road was so loud and I was so probably anxious and didn't really realise it. But I just sat there kind of with my eyes closed for 6 hours, but I only slept for about 2 of them. My watch tells me how much I sleep. 1 hour 52 minutes.
Yeah, forget the watch, Rob, because you said your watch is potatoes and it doesn't work properly, and you had to have
it's a pretty much. It does that right, yeah. To track my sleep, but went into your living room, opened all the doors, tried sleeping on the floor. Actually went outside for a bit, tried to sleep on your lawn. It was ridiculous.
Did you have all my Magnums? Did you have all the Magnums?
No, we had a Magnum each.
Did we?
Steal your food? Yeah. You ate all my chocolate raisins.
Yeah, I did,
That's probably why I stayed up. Digestive problems. You shouldn't have given me that. It's poison.
Oh.
And it's like, but that's not okay. That's not enough sleep. So, like, as stupid as it sounds, it's like next time, like, have like a sleeping pill or a sleep aid the night before. Go to bed early. Be even more sleep deprived. Because you've got to have 6 hours of sleep or something. Because you're going to have to go through. I'm going to have to go through all night on Thames Path. So I have to not be hallucinating.
Well, so am I, because you know the start time's 7:30 earliest, right?
Yeah.
So
just need to sleep. But I like, in all seriousness, like, even though it sounds like a silly thing because you're going to be sleep deprived anyway, that amount of fatigue, I didn't shake that off until probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I was so tired until then when I got wired on the endorphins and the falls and all this stuff. But I think because I was so tired, that was the reason I was tripping on tree roots and rolling my ankle where I normally wouldn't. So that single track bit around Box Hill to Reigate, which we both know is a horrible stretch.
Oh, that's the worst
and
bit.
It's what I'd say.
Worst bit.
And I'd say that's what killed my race, because I had my first big like ankle crunch there. When I was chatting to Ali Bailey from BBR, and it was like stupid. I was just swearing at myself. It was just awful, and the pain just increased. And eventually, it was like, hang on, my ankle is clicking every time it hits the floor. Something's not right here. And at a point, I think even if you love a race and you're in it to win it, so to speak, you've got to look at the long game and think, I can't do this. Like, I just can't, because I'm going to damage myself if I'm running this anymore.
What are you going to do between now and Thames Path? Anything?
So I'm going to tick over with the miles. I'm going to go back and do a couple more circuit events just to get the hours on the feet in.
Where are you going? This is a good discussion. I mean, the circuit events are back, and that's
brilliant.
They're back. That's brilliant. I ran at Saturn last weekend.
You won Saturn last weekend.
Yeah.
Naughty.
Yeah, it was stupid. Yeah, it was stupid. Shouldn't have done that. I see Phoenix are back. I see Enigma's back. SVN are back.
Yeah, so I'm doing a little tour. So I'm doing SVN this coming weekend, doing a Phoenix one the weekend after. Might even pop in and see you and collect my dirty clothes that I left. Mm-hmm. And then obviously then I'll wind it down, because I will taper off. I'm doing some SVN stuff around my birthday, but that's the
Tell everyone when your birthday is, Rob. When's your birthday?
1st of September. I'm the oldest in my year.
Are you? Oh, lovely.
So yeah, little birthday at Cycler Park, little birthday quad. But like I say, it'll be probably half marathons and probably power walks.
So hang on,
not running.
1st of September you're running at Cycler Park.
Yeah.
And then aren't we 5th of September doing another 100 miles?
We are. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm using the Simon Staples model. It worked for you. Why can't I do it? Okay. I can be like Simon.
Okay. Oh, I might see you at your birthday.
What about you? Yeah,
no, I've got no plans whatsoever.
Come for the Corona cake.
Yeah, I've got no plans whatsoever. None.
You're going to make some, aren't you? Because you do. I know what you like.
I would like to go out if I'm not furloughed in the next, which looks quite probable that I'll be back next week. But I would like to scout some of the Thames Path, even though I've done it all. I have done this all, but I would all
of it. You've done the whole 100-mile stretch.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's on offer on this race, yeah. But I'd like to see the later miles probably, so I might go and check those next week just because. See if there are any sandwich places that might be open.
They do a nice cheese and ham, do they?
Yeah. See if there's any of those.
Brilliant. So good. And also make sure everyone's just got all your paces is carrying a packeted meal deal or something.
Exactly.
Sounds like it's all you need.
Exactly.
It's amazing what silly things can help you out. But I just remember a big bag of pretzels got me through my first 100 miles. So it's ridiculous. But hopefully the weather won't be quite as torturous.
For me, it's about your team and the people around you and the paces and the why, like you've said, all of that. That's what it's about. It's not about being able to run it at all.
Oh, you're into the why. What's your why, Simon?
Yeah.
What's your why?
No, I've got a why. Yeah, but
what is it?
Probably my kids.
Okay.
Yeah, and and the fact that I don't ever want to have to do this ever again.
Yeah. And also, it's got to G you up. You must have seen the stats that basically there's only about, I think, it's under 30 people left in the slam now of, I think, 60-ish who entered. You might not have seen it, but
Christ. So half of them are dropped already.
Yeah, it will already be. I mean, North Downs Way 100 is deemed the slam killer. That's like the tagline. But it's already about half the field of people that could finish the slam. So, and you know that, unfortunate as it is, other people are going to end up not in that. Yeah. So you've just got to get it done. I mean, at the expense of your one-day buckles, which I'm sure you can rack up, but you've got to get it finished.
It's about getting the slam now, my friend. That's all it's about. And I don't ever want to have to do this ever again. I can't even remember whose idea this was, but I'm not doing this ever again. No way. No way.
You come back and pace me for mine when I have to go back and do it all again.
Fine, but I'm never doing this again.
All right. Bring me a cheese sandwich, yeah? So yeah, I'm sure we'll both do some events and things, but it was a brilliant weekend. My why was all about, I'm raising money across all my ultras for the next year for fawners, and obviously that was a really special trail for him. It's where I met Mark back in 2016, and that was my why. But I could, like, even though I was cursing at one point and almost sort of like talking to him, which I know is weird, but it's like, it's like I gave it my best, and I was kind of, again, it sounds all spiritual and strange, but I was sort of almost talking to Mark when I was sort of coming in, and I knew I timed out, and just being like, I gave him my best shot, mate, and hopefully somewhere thinking, accepting that and knowing that I'll push on and wanting us all to succeed and keep raising money for King's College Hospital charity. So, no regrets. It was a great weekend. Probably my best DNF.
Your best DNF.
Best DNF, because one that I didn't, because the thing is, Si, I didn't quit. I didn't quit the race. I really wanted to quit.
They took your number from you.
Yeah. I was asked for my number at Knockout Pound.
Yeah. So that I had exactly the same thing when I was at Rotham. I was literally like, right, I'm going to sit here and wait this nausea out. No, I'm not giving my race number in. No chance of me doing that. There's got to be somebody from the event organisation that comes up to me and says, "I'm sorry, you're done. Give me your number." Anything else, I would not do it. I would not quit.
See, and I'm not surprised, but I'm really proud that you turned things around and you stuck it out, because I obviously know you're not a flake and you're not someone who quits, but this is a different animal to what you usually do. And I was so incredibly proud to see you finish, and some of the other friends we've got in the mix, like Sarah and Gareth and the usual.
Well, check out Sarah and Gareth. I mean, they're worth a mention big time, because Gareth's used to this sort of stuff. We've seen him run around his garden during lockdown and get interest from over the pond, and he had all sorts, didn't he? He had commentary from over the pond, and he's done loads during lockdown. This is just a walk in the park for him. But even he said he was looking to take his bib off at Knockholt at 50 mile.
Yeah. I mean, brutal honesty, and it's like it's almost hard to believe, because Gareth to me is almost like a fairy tale, like hero figure. He does this stuff like meat and drink. He always finishes, and when he said that, it's like, okay, it's almost like we're all mortal somewhere. You're mortal. A lot of people listening wouldn't identify with the Simon who was under a blanket, like looking wrecked, needing a sandwich. But if they saw those pictures, it's like, makes it real. This is hard.
Yeah, it's bloody
really hard.
Yeah. For
all of us, it doesn't matter like how quick you are or anything. This is a different beast, and that's why we do it. I think because we're just, we're obviously all ill somehow, but this is the zenith of challenges. But as I said to James, I sent him a little email earlier, just saying,
of course you did.
I'm just so as if I haven't said enough. Unlucky Elson.
I'm back again. Who's this kid?
But not only because years ago I didn't think like I belonged at these events, but now it's like, no, it is the sharp end of actually being quite a tough thing to do, but it's open to everyone who's willing to stick it out and give it a go. So a lot of people on the circuit have said to me they wouldn't actually enter the Centurion events, but I've slowly, I think, changed a few minds, and I'm hoping that more and more people enter, but not so many that I can't get into them anymore, because they're extremely popular. And I'm sure now you know why. That was your first Centurion event, wasn't it?
It was my first Centurion, yeah. And worth mentioning, Sarah Marshall as well, her first Centurion event, and she when I finished, so I finished I think about an hour and a half before Sarah. But James, the race director, just went, do you know what? I've seen a lot of people come in here, they're broken and whatever. Sarah Marshall just seems to be fine, just taking this all in her stride, and there's no problems whatsoever. She's just carrying on, plodding along. The only problem she's got is do her nail, varnish, whatever, match the outfit she's got on, and that's it.
Never any doubt.
No, it's just ridiculous. It's so frustrating.
Look at the way she tore around that track.
But it's so frustrating, though, isn't it? I mean, how can people operate like this?
Oh, so I could tell you about frustrating. I've heard enough about your 20-minute little sit-down you get. Yeah. God's sake. Although on that, I've got to say, like, other than Sarah, obviously amazing, and what was lovely is Sarah and John and everyone, including you, by the way, because I started a little bit before you.
You did, yeah.
Because of like getting ready and dumping bags and stuff. Like, everyone had a word with me. I'm sure about 150 people, probably of the starters, passed me on that day. Not surprisingly, but they passed me because they're mostly quicker runners. But I'd say 95% of them at least said something to me. They all said something either encouraging, positive, supportive, whatever. And be too mushy, but I had some conversations with people, and afterwards, people have started messaging me I don't know, and this is the magic of these events. It's bloody amazing, isn't it? That community, because you're never out of place. You're all welcome there to go and do something, because you just get respect, I think, for towing that line, which obviously 200 odd of us did.
You've had to do something to tow that line. You've had to qualify to be there, you know?
Yeah, but it's not just the technical aspect of it. It's actually having the guts, given the weird, horrible year we've had, to actually show up and be like, I'm gonna give this my best. I'm gonna do it. And we all have to be thinking that, because otherwise, why are you there? Why have you put the number on? And yeah, it's just an amazing event. And these now, they're few and far between. Well, not for the next few months, but yeah, God, I'll never stop doing these events. Even when I've got my little puppy in and stuff, and I have to arrange childcare for it, I'll be coming back. I love it. I love the atmosphere. Even when I don't get a buckle or a medal, brilliant day out. And I met so many brilliant people who I've seen before. It was sort of magic, like the fact that I started a bit early, because it was always the strategy, actually, to have a bit of company the whole way around. And when Sarah and John caught up to me, obviously that was special. I saw you early and told you to calm down, but
I saw you for about 2 minutes.
Gave you a little lecture at mile 1.
Yeah, it was mile 1. Yeah, it was mile 1. Oh.
Well, I didn't know. My watch went mental, so I didn't know what mile it was. I was like, am I at mile 5? All right, my watch says I'm doing 20,000 minute miles. What's going on? Oh, there's Simon. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm not going to keep up with him anyway, so that's pointless. Yeah, brilliant
Good.
weekend.
So, Rob, right. So what you got coming up? You've got Cycler Park on your birthday.
Yeah, basically for the next 3 weekends, including the August Bank holiday, I'm doing at least one of these sort of circuit events. I'm going to go see the running family again, get a bit of normality back, because it was intense going back to 100 mile on a Centurion event, the first one. That's very strange. Yeah, because I haven't done anything since lockdown started at all, other than my own running. So I wanted to get back, see the running family, do that. And then basically, to be honest, I just need to lose a stone, Simon, and then I've got the Thames Half lick. I've got it.
So a stone in 3.5 weeks or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's the plan.
Good boy. Good boy. I'm just going to focus on diet. I'm going to focus on planning for this Thames Path, because I didn't have a plan on North Downs Way at all. I had my.
Don't rub it in, bloody hell.
No, but I did. I had my paces. I had a pacing chart. We monitored fluids, we monitored salt, we monitored calories, but by 40, 50 miles, it was just all out the window, and it was just a mess. So, one thing I've learned: if the aid stations stay the same, if they stay COVID-19 same, where everything's packed and the offering is small, I need more calories. I cannot run for more than 24 hours on chocolate and crisps. I need more.
One silly little thing to suggest is, could you two things. Could you carry a bit of like carb stuff in your bag, or do you do tailwind, don't you? Can you not just fuel on tailwind?
No, I don't do any of that. It literally just salt tablets and water.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my bag, I don't like carrying weight. I don't like carrying weight at all. So I carried the mandatory kit list, a couple of salt tablets, and that's it. That's all I'm carrying.
One thing that I got taught, because obviously there's bananas there, and that's a good source of carbs. You can eat a banana.
Yeah.
But I know they're in little bits. So is there a way, just to suggest...
Sweep them all up.
I always did this. Yeah, you carry a Ziploc bag, and you chuck them into the bag, and then you walk out the aid station, and you eat them for the next 5 minutes, and then you start running again. That's what most people do at these events. It was the best tip I've ever been given on one of these runs. Is carry a little dry bag with you, fill it with food, just snack on it as you're going. Whenever you've got an incline, just eat it when you're going up. That's the idea. That's why Centurion aid stations are always before hills on hilly events, so you can eat when you're going up the hill, and then get a photo taken of you eating a sarnie.
No, I mean, for me, the next one, I'm just going to utilise the crap out of paces a lot more. Yeah, if I can.
But you can't undo like calorie debt or like dehydration, particularly. Like, you obviously just about overcame it, but that was on edge.
I was on the edge. I was on the edge for the first 3 quarters of that race. I was on the edge big time.
Yeah, so but the Thames Path is more forgiving in terms of the aid station spacing is very good. Yeah. Like, it's 7-8 miles roughly between every one, which I really like. And that should mean that, with a crew, then that's just added luxury really to help with that. And if we get crews, then obviously crews can be shared and we'll help each other out. Although we'll probably be separated quite quickly by your speed. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, good. All right, bud. Well, look, I might see you next. No, I won't see you next weekend, will I? Of course I won't.
Well,
might pop up on your birthday.
Well, mate, that'd be lovely, and I'll come and get my shirt at some point.
Yeah, because I ain't washing it.
But... Oh, really? What?
No.
I thought you were washing up for you.
Yeah, fair dues.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll do some little events, and we'll be back, I think, before the Thames Path to speak to some other expert who can tell us how we've done everything wrong.
Well, yeah, it's got to be someone like that. But to be honest with you, I was so happy I had GC on last week or the week before the race, and to see him at Aid Station 4 or whatever, it was amazing. It's like, wow, I've spoken to you, you've done it, you're telling me this. That was great. So if we could get somebody, please, Rob, who's done Thames Path 100 reasonably well, who might also be marshalling it or crewing it or whatever. That'd be good news.
I know a few that might be up for it, so I'll get someone in for a chat.
Good. Do it.
Awesome. Right, Domino's time for me.
And me, buddy. All right. Have a good one. See you soon.
See you all soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.